This is not Galadriel. Yet, when has respecting lore accuracy ever influenced these showrunners? It's mind-boggling, really. But at any rate, this is Mara Jade, and I'm back with another video. And a new trailer has dropped from Amazon Studios, and it's teasing young Galadriel's warrior origins, which she never was a warrior, as well as her quest for vengeance, which she never sought. But yet, like I asked earlier, even though it's a rhetorical question because we all know the fucking answer to that, is when has at all respecting lore accuracy ever influenced either Amazon or the showrunners for this series? Never. Never. But let's just go into this article, and then I'm going to give my 2 cents on this situation. So here it is. A new trailer for Rings of Power teases young Galadriel's warrior origin story and her storyline for Season 1. I'm going to stop right here because this is not based on J.R.R. Tolkien's beloved fantasy novels. Fucking no, it is not at fucking all. The only thing, and I can't beat this fucking dead horse enough, the only rights these showrunners and Amazon procured was to The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, and the appendices, alright? They could not, cannot, and until it's ever cleared up, will not be able to adapt the actual works that detail the First and Second Ages, namely the Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, and the history of Middle-earth. They don't have the rights to that. So no, this is not based on Tolkien's beloved fantasy novels, because they don't have the rights to the actual novels they would have to fucking adapt to actually, accurately, and respectfully portray these characters. So, this is not Galadriel. In name only. It's in name only. Nothing about this character at all, is accurate and respectful to how Tolkien wrote one of the strongest female, who just happens to be female, but one of the strongest characters in Middle-earth. Rings of Power is an upcoming series from Prime Video. The show takes place thousands of years before the events of Peter Jackson's acclaimed Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah, even with the liberties Jackson took, and I will admit that, yes, liberties were taken. Liberties were taken. He did not bastardize the trilogy to do so. He did not bastardize it. That's my personal opinion. You might disagree with that, but my opinion, he did not bastardize it at all. It still felt like Middle-earth. The characters still, arguably, for the most part, felt like their literary counterparts. This does not. Chronicling the rise of dark forces in the more prosperous Second Age of Middle-earth. While Rings of Power takes place in a completely different time period to Jackson's films, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, Second Age to Third Age, basically. That's when Lord of the Rings takes place, it's the Third Age. We actually see the War of the Ring, at the beginning of Fellowship of the Ring. That's what ends the Second Age and begins the Third Age. Several characters will be making. I don't ever want to work for CBR, but fucking hell, these sites need to hire me as a proofreader, because, dear Christ, why do you pay your editors? Will be making their return in the new show, including Galadriel. No, in name only. Galadriel in name only. Elrond in name only. Celebrimbor in name only. Gil-galad in name only. In name only. First played by Cate Blanchett, the immaculate Cate Blanchett, who actually, that is Galadriel. How Cate Blanchett portrayed her, that is Galadriel. In Jackson's trilogy, a younger version of the immortal elf takes center stage in Rings of Power, this time played by Morfydd Clark. Trailers for the upcoming series have already shown the character will be much different this time around. No. All I'm going to say that is no. Fuck no. Boasting a more warrior-like persona, which is a drastic departure from a more ethereal depiction in Lord of the Rings films. That is the depiction of Galadriel. That is the depiction of Galadriel. That is Galadriel. Alright? None of this warrior-like persona fucking shit. She was not a warrior elf princess or anything like that. At fucking all. Even in the Second Age. At fucking all. Which is... Oh, now a new trailer has shown fans even more of what is in store for audiences for Clark's Galadriel, in name only Galadriel. In a new trailer posted by Prime Video on Twitter, the character's Season 1 journey is shown in more depth than ever before. With the voiceover from Clark herself, the trailer shows more of Galadriel's warrior origins and teases the character is on a quest for vengeance in Season 1. Quest for vengeance. Not Galadriel. Not Galadriel. Alright? Trailer also hints Galadriel is one of the first Middle-earth to sense that evil has returned. How much you want to bet they're going to make her so stunning and brave and should have listened to the whammon all along sort of approach, you know? But it is what it is. And she will try to convince others to prepare for the coming darkness. Alright? I'm not going to bother playing the trailer. As with many areas of Rings of Power, fans of The Lord of the Rings appear to be in for some major changes and developments. Major changes, yes, because this is no way at all accurate to Tolkien's lore. None whatsoever. Developments, we don't fucking care, because whatever developments are going to occur in this series is not all going to be able to connect to the Third Age, the Lord of the Rings, because these are in-name only characters, as well as the addition of non-canonical characters, as well as the addition of hobbits, which are not detailed at all in the histories of the Second Age. But, again, yes, I asked that question, which I know is rhetorical, but still, I ask again. When has accuracy and respect for lore ever influenced the showrunners? Previous trailers for Rings of Power have already teased that the version of Galadriel in the upcoming show isn't afraid to brandish a sword and get her hands dirty. It's not the version of Galadriel, because the version of Galadriel is how Cate Blanchett portrayed her in Lord of the Rings. Now, this is a different version. This is, in, like I said, in name only. And again, I can't beat that dead horse enough. As Clark explains, Galadriel is still reeling from the death of her brother, Finrod, it had to be Finrod, when audiences first meet her in the show, and at least at first she is partially driven by a desire for revenge. Partially driven by a desire for revenge. Alright? Okay. Let's go into this a little bit, shall we? Just a tad. Just a tad. Handy little thing called an index, which, again, the showrunners even bother to crack open a fucking book. You would see this. Galadriel. Alright, Galadriel. Daughter of Finnar Finn and sister of Finrod Felagund. Right? Finrod, that's the brother. One of the leaders of the Noldoreen rebellion against the Valar. Okay? That happens in the First Age. And the Valar are the powers. Okay? They are the protectors of Arda. Okay? And the rebellion was against them. First Age. Wedded Celeborn of Doriath. Okay, Celeborn, whom we also saw in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And with him remained in Middle-earth after the end of the First Age. With Celeborn, remained with him after the end of the First Age. So when did Galadriel have any fucking chance to go on a quest for vengeance? It's not here. It's not here. Keeper of Nenya, the Ring of Water, and Lothlorien, one of the 3 Elven Rings of Power. Right? So there it is. There it fucking is. For Galadriel. And Finrod, it says, for Finrod, he was slain in defense of Beren in the dungeons of Tol'in Garroth. Alright? Okay? So let's just go a little bit into this. Handy little thing called bookmarks so I can find some things. Okay? Just read just a little bit, okay? So there in Nargothrond, Finrod made his home and with many of his people, and he was named in the tongue of the dwarves Felagund, hewer of caves, and that name he bore thereafter until his end. But Finrod Felagund was not the first to dwell in the caves beside the river Narog. Okay? Galadriel, his sister, went not with him to Nargothrond, for in Doriath dwelt Celeborn, kinsman of Thingol, and there was great love between them. Thereafter she remained in the hidden kingdom and abode with Melion, and of her learned great lore and wisdom concerning Middle-earth. It says right there, therefore she remained. Okay, fast forward quite a bit. Talking about Finrod. Okay? Talking about Finrod's death. Okay? Then Thingol, being alone among them, made it to take it up and clasp it about his neck, but the dwarves in that moment withheld it from him, and he demanded that he yield it up to them, saying, By what right does the Elven King lay claim to the Noglamir that was made by our fathers for Finrod Felagund, who is dead? It has come to him but by the hand of Hurin, the man of Dor Lomin, who took it as a thief out of the darkness of Norgothrond. Alright, so they're talking about Finrod's death. Finrod is slain. Alright? Finrod is slain. Okay? And what does it say about Galadriel? Really, the only thing it says about Galadriel is talking about Beren. Right? Beren and Luthien. Okay? At the time, Beren and Luthien yet dwelt in Tol Galan, the Green Isle, in the river Andorant, southernmost of the streams that, falling from Arad Linden, flowed down to join with Gelion. And their son, Dior Alukiel, had to wife Nimloth, kinswoman of Celeborn, prince of Doriath, who is wedded to the Lady Galadriel. Nothing at all about Galadriel seeking vengeance. Nothing at fucking all about Galadriel seeking vengeance. She remained with Celeborn since the end of the First Age. And when does this show primarily take place? The Second fucking Age. But yet again, I know it's a third time. Again, I know it's rhetorical. But when did at all, ever, respecting lore and accuracy and so forth, ever influence these showrunners? Nope. They wanted to tell the story Tolkien never wrote. And here it fucking is. Here it fucking is. The story Tolkien never wrote. So, doubles down on Galadriel's warrior origins and her thirst for vengeance, still reeling from her brother's death. But yet, in the Silmarillion, that is not the case. Remember that book? The book that the showrunners in particular led fans to believe they were adapting, and we found out that was a fucking lie? But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are about all this down in the comments below. Do you like this portrayal of Galadriel? Do you dislike it? Again, I know I keep asking this, and I know the general consensus pretty much, but are you planning on watching the series? Yes, no, maybe you're on the fence, we'll see. But again, this is all in name only. So, at any rate, again, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I will be live later tonight on Twitch. My Twitch is Jade_Fire. I'll be playing Aliens Fire Team Elite with at least Wicked Virtue. Maybe one other person if they are able to join, but definitely with Wicked Virtue, so tune in to that about 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I also created a live channel. I will post a link to that in the description, so if you choose to follow me there, please do so. I'll be re-uploading videos, live streams that I enlist over on my main channel, as well as using the live channel for further live streams. So whenever I do live stream, that's the plan moving forward. That will occur on the actual live channel. So Jade Shadow Live. So please give me a follow over there. If you like what you see here, leave a thumbs up. Share on social media if you will. This is Mara Jade. Catch you on the dark side. And fuck the Elf Warrior Princess shit.